news with no exceptions,
including nothing but the truth. This is DZMN Real News Patrol. Good morning, Philippines. It's 10 a.m. in the morning, March 21, 2022. This is Arian Flores.
and I am Abigail Fernando, and you are watching DZMN. For the details of our news, Agrarian reform of President Benigno Aquino III administration in his period, Dominic Flores has the news.
Thank you, Abby. Comprehensive Agrarian Reforms Program Extension with Reforms, Carpier in Benigno Aquino Administration. President Benigno Simeon Cojuangco Aquino III, 2010-2016. Comprehensive Agrarian Reforms Program Extension with Reforms, Carpier is the mandatory law that extends again the deadline of distributing agricultural lands to farmers to 5 years. It also amends other provisions stated in CARP. Aquino established the multi-stakeholders mechanisms composed of representatives from the DAR and CARP, agencies, chairs of officials, farmers, and federation to monitor the implementation of the CARP, specifically focusing on coverage and distribution of agriculture. Is the mandatory law that extends again the deadline of distributing agricultural lands to farmers to 5 years. It also amends other provisions stated in CARP. Aquino established the multi-stakeholders mechanisms composed of representatives from the DAR and CARP, agencies, chairs of officials, farmers, and federation to monitor the implementation of the CARP, specifically focusing on coverage and distribution of agricultural lands movements and performance of Department of Agrarian Reform, personal delivery of support services to the beneficiaries, and budget allocation and utilization. This is Dominic Flores reporting.
Thank you, Dominic Flores.
For the other details of our news, President Benigno Aquino's land reform faced many problems. He immediately initiated a program for solving the agrarian reform problem. Althea Aquino has this report.
Thank you, Arian. Agrarian reform under the Aquino administration is proceeding apace despite the huge challenges facing the program. During President Benigno S. Aquino III's first 2 years, the Department of Agrarian Reform acquired and distributed 219,069 hectares of land. Furthermore, land reform in the Philippines is a national disgrace, according to coalition of farmers groups and NGOs, which are campaigning for agrarian reform. Philippine President Benigno Aquino's administration achieved the highest ever average annual gross domestic product growth rate of 6.2% and made game-changing records in areas that indirectly benefited agriculture, but a 3 to 4% agriculture growth target was missed. This is Althea Aquino reporting.
Thank you, Althea, for the news.
For the national news, Duterte administration's war on drugs have created fragile democratic institutions that are prone to abuse of power. President Rodrigo Duterte pursued an aggressive land reform program that would help the lives of poor Filipino farmers, where landless farmers would be awarded undistributed lands by prioritizing the provision of support services alongside land distribution. A total of 516,000 hectares have been distributed among 405,800 farmers nationwide by the Department of Agrarian Reform and implemented real agrarian reform and help improve the lives of recipients. He said they had to make innovations and go down to meet the farmers under the administration of President Rodrigo Duterte.
For the other details, President Duterte faced many problems and immediately made a program to solve the agrarian reform issue.
235 hectares land reform. Tapos ibigay mo sa tao. Wala ka naman binigay na fertilizer. Walang seedlings. Walang suporta.
The implementation of the DAR had a problem with the Certificate of Land Ownership Award and the survey conducted some were not given land. He said farmers lacked the capability and resources to make their land productive. According to President Duterte, the land reform was a farce, not because it was not given, and the problems are that there was no support from the government. Because of these problems, the agricultural sector remains the poorest in our society. The DAR implemented real agrarian reform and helped improve the lives of people and will conduct redocumentation to rectify the land division.
Ang ginagawa po namin, pagkatapos po silang bigyan ng sariling lupa, ino-organize po namin sila.
According to Duterte, they made innovations and push for irrigation services to be given to farmers free of charge. With technology transfer, resources and facility support, and capacity building programs that this administration will make available to farmers and all agrarian reform beneficiaries, supported the growth and development of the agricultural sector through responsible farming. And those were the top stories for today's 5 minutes of Sizzling News. This is DZMN News Patrol. Once again, this is Arian Flores
And this is Abby Fernando.
saying, we do not just secure freedom, we
We
defend
defend
what
what
people
people
deserve.
deserve.